Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Thank you guys so much for being here today. I see a few lovely faces. I see Miss TJ, Miss Dahlia, Miss Joyce. I see Miss Pat Robinson. Good morning. Talk about women in business, right? There's Mr. Thomas. Take it away, sir.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being on the call this morning. We thank every one of you. Miss Anna, you did an amazing testimonial the other day. My God, I know Miss Ismail got you geared up for that, but thank you. You did a great job just leaving Arizona, getting settled into the Dallas area. Thank you so much. Mr. Bill Bailey, congratulations. Thank you for your text message this morning, and congratulations on all your new IBOs coming in. We got Regional Director, Mr. Brian Baker from Las Vegas, Nevada. Good morning, sir. All the dignitaries out there. Ms. Brittany Brown, thank you so much. Mr. Daryl Ranson out of Nashville, Tennessee, and Mr. Ed Smith, thank you. We even have the Queen V from New York City on the call today. Lord have mercy. I love it, love it, love it. Want some more of it. Well, as you know, tonight at 6 o'clock p.m., we're doing the 1 through 10 tonight. I'll be doing the 1 through 10 tonight, and we'll have a quick start training right after that tonight, right? Tuesday, Thursdays, right after that, okay? So make sure you get guests on tonight, 1 through 10 at 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific Coast time. And a quick start training by Miss Ismail. But listen, we got a great call lined up for you today. Kind of give you the schedule for the rest of the week before I introduce this young lady. Tomorrow we got Mr. Nelson on Wednesday and Thursday. Back-to-back Mr. Nelson. Mr. Byron Nelson will be with us back-to-back. And on Friday, Miss Carrie Roden will be back from Sacramento area. She's a little piece of leather, but she's well put together. She's a dynamo. That lady's amazing. But today, everybody say today. There you go. But today, TJ, we got a great one of our, this young lady's amazing. Her and her husband are business owners. They flip gas stations. Now, you know, you can't go in there talking, being broke about, well, you get the idea. They've done very well for a very young couple. She's a great community leader out in the Fresno area. She's a wife. She's a mother of two furry balls of fall fur babies. And every time I go to the house, they just lick me to death. She's a regional director in our company. She has a master's degree and also a bachelor's degree. Wow. She comes from a long line of entrepreneurs and business owners. She's the owner of her first business right out of college before she was 26 years old. She's a future senior vice president and Circle Champions member in our business. She'll be there. Without further ado, the great, the one and only boss lady, Miss Natasha Ismail. Can we give her a hand, everybody? There we go. There we go. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Mr. Thomas, for that amazing introduction. And we could just stick with fur babies to kind of skip over any mess ups or anything we have there. So I really want everyone to notice the type of leader that Mr. Thomas is. I mean, he's so humble and he's at the top of the company. He does not have to do what he does, but he still does it because he truly cares about each and every one of us on this line. And he wants every single one of us to be a senior vice president, but that's if we choose to and if we put in the work. Like, I just got a message this morning, we were on the charts again, and I thought we weren't really doing anything. So that just proves that, you know, what Mr. Thomas says is true. When you put your head down and go to work, I mean, the results are going to follow, and that's just a given. So what I'm going to do today is I was really thinking about what I was going to talk about on this call. And I know Mr. Thomas wanted me to talk about, you know, how I'm getting all these leads to presentations and stuff like that. So I decided, since I love you guys, that I'm basically going to give everyone a blueprint for building your business, especially in times like this online. So I'm going to go kind of through like a step-by-step process of the things that I feel are important in order for you to grow your business. Now, understand, I've really been listening to, you know, people that are having success, just watching what they're doing. And in all of that, I basically put together a guide. I really don't know if I'm going to get through all of this today, but all of these steps are really, really going to help everyone in how to build your business. So I really hope everyone has a notebook, everyone has a pen or a pencil or a stick and a sand, whatever you need to do. but make sure you have a pen and paper because everybody's about to, hopefully this is going to help everyone like completely blow up your business and you're going to be on the charts. So the first and foremost thing before you even start talking to people or anything, whatever times we're in right now are super crazy and hectic, but guess what? It's all up here. So if you have your mindset right, there's nothing else. A ship can only sink if the water gets in. If there's no holes in your ship, it can't go down, okay? So your mindset is your ship. As long as you're doing personal development every single day, you're gonna be okay. Now, number one, you have to know your reason why. That's the first thing, is you have to know your reason why. What are your goals? It's already May 19th. We are May 19th. We're almost halfway through the year. December 31st, 2019. How many people said this year's gonna be different, new year, new me? Raise your hand. How many people said that? Exactly. Thank you for the ones that were being honest. So we said it was gonna be a new year, it's gonna be a new me, right? Now, how many of us have really tried to make that happen? How many of us have taken the time to lay out your goals for the year? How many of us have a journal where we write down our goals? See, Mr. Thomas is raising his hand on all of them. That's why he's a senior vice president, right? But see, the thing is, notice that he raised his hand on every single one, and a majority of us didn't raise our hand on every single one. So if that shows you what a senior vice president does, what does that tell us that we should be doing? He knows exactly why he's doing this. He has two of his biggest reasons with him, his kids. And you can see the joy on his face when his kids come through the door. Like that, his reason, see that big smile right there. His reason why is so strong. And guess what? The tens of thousands of people that are on his team, that's his reason why too. But what's your reason why? Why are you doing the business? Have you lost touch with your reason why? And that happens sometimes. You know, sometimes we kind of get into the day-to-day routine, and with everything else going on, I mean, there's a lot of noise, right? There's a lot of noise, but you have to understand and you have to learn how to separate what to listen to and what not to listen to. Be very, very careful. Like Jim Rohn says, keep guard at the gate of your mind. What does that mean? And we know about the law of attraction. We've seen The Secret. We know whatever goes in comes out. There's a picture, you know, and it's of a person, and his head is cut open, and you can see the brain, but there's no brain. They're dumping in a bunch of like poop and stuff like that. So it's like whatever's gonna come out is gonna be the same. You cannot expect to put in junk and get out gold. It just doesn't work that way. Okay. So the first thing is everybody needs to know their why. Now, a subcategory to that is, what is your goal? So is your goal, are you even an executive team leader yet? Are you a regional director yet? What's your goal? Do you even know what it means to be an executive team leader? How many points do you need? How many customers do you need? What is your personal customer point goal? Like Mr. Thomas, when we were all in San Jose, I believe it was San Jose, and we're like watching everyone walk the stage. We're just like, dude, these people 100-point champions. And Miss Evelyn Phipps just looks around and she stands up and she was like, you know what? I'm gonna get my 100 points. I wanna be on that stage. I'm gonna walk the stage. And then Mr. Thomas stands up and he's like, I'm gonna do it too. And then I look around and I was like, well, I'm gonna stand up too. We did, along with the Carters, like we all walked the stage holding hands. Do you know what a statement that made? The co-founders looked at Mr. Thomas and they were like, what is this? What's going on? That moment was ridiculous. Like that's one of like our best memories in ACN because we did that together, okay? So you have to know your goal. So let's break down, for example, regional director. If your goal is to get to regional director by the end of this year, do you know how many points you need? Let's say, for example, we need 600 points and we know that. What's the breakdown of that? So everybody, if you need a calculator, get your calculator. I'm going to do this with everyone. So if we have 600, we need 600 points, okay? If you sponsor 10 people, that's only 60 points each. You only need 10 people with 60 points or 2 ETLs, right? Because 1 ETL is 30 points. How simple did that look once you break it down? It's not that difficult. It's really not, but it takes commitment and consistency, and it really does. If you're not consistent, the biggest reason people are not successful in any type of business is consistency. And I've heard that from mentor after mentor after mentor. What's the one thing we can do to be successful? And guess what their answer is? Be consistent. Like, for example, there's a senior vice president that said, being inconsistent is like this. I'm going to eat a salad for 2 days, but then the rest of the 5 days, I'm going to eat cake. It doesn't work that way, right? You have to be consistent. How you do anything is how you do everything. And we've heard Mr. Thomas say that time and time again. And that's so, so true. So number one, know your reason why, and then know your goal. Number two, know the schedule of the presentations. We gotta know the schedule. If you don't know what time presentations are happening, and I'm gonna be very, very like straightforward and honest, and I hope that's okay, but this is a leadership call. So you have to know your schedule. You have to know, okay, what time is Mr. Thomas doing the calls? What time are the co-founders doing the calls? And what time are we doing our trainings and stuff like that? We should know all of that. So the co-founders, for example, I believe it's 1, 3, and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I'll go ahead and confirm that too. But the co-founders are doing 3 presentations during the day. If you even have one guest on every single presentation, and then the days that Mr. Thomas does them, Tuesday and Thursday in the evening at 6 p.m. Pacific, that's 4 guests that are getting exposed to the business a day. Now, something that Matt Seaver had talked about was the 100 chart, that everybody should use. This right here, 1, 4, and 7 Eastern. Thank you so much, Winston. 1, 4, and 7 Eastern. So this 100 chart is gold. So anybody that hasn't made one, get a poster board, break it up into 100 squares, and trust me, this takes out the emotion out of everything. Because when we're inviting people, what's the main thing that holds people back? It's fear, right? Well, what if I talk to this person, and what if they say no, or what if they say this is a scam? I'm not gonna know how to answer it. If you do the 100 boxes, it's gonna alleviate everything. Every single fear that you have will get eliminated. The reason why we hit regional director was because of this chart and everything else. But this chart held us accountable, right? This chart showed us that, look, if you're telling me by filling up 100 personal exposures, I have a chance to hit regional vice president, I'd be crazy not to do it. When we started this chart, by the second row, we hit regional director. The second row. Personal exposure. So trust me, and we knew the schedule. Like, you asked me, what time is Mr. Thomas doing the calls? I have it memorized. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific, and then Tuesday, Thursday, 6 p.m. we do the presentation and then a quick start right after. By 6:30, we're done. Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific, we have the training with the co-founders. I know the schedule. Like, do you know the schedule? If you don't know it, get a planner, because trust me, a planner will save your life. It will save your life. Anybody that's been successful, Mr. Thomas has it right there too. And then I have mine right here too. But anybody that has been successful has a planner. And just look at how filled up it is. Because how many times have we heard that the enemy finds you in the gaps of your schedule? Are you letting yourself be put in a position? Good job, Mills, you did it. So Mr. Harrison Mills made a chart last week. Amazing. So if you have gaps in your schedule, that's where doubt, anxiety, and fear have a chance to come in. Doubt, anxiety, and fear have a chance to come in. And trust me when I say that's real, because we went through that too. As soon as our schedule started getting emptier and emptier and emptier, guess what we found more and more of? More fear, more anxiety, and more doubt. You are in control of that. Your schedule is the key to everything. Are you filling up your schedule? And I'm not saying you have to do this all day. Like, there's a lot of us that are still working, like my husband's still working, all of that stuff, right? He's still prospecting. He still comes home with names and numbers. He still gets IBOs. Like, he's a beast, right? But how committed are you? Like, we are so committed to retiring him and from our own businesses. But understand, every traditional business, other businesses do not have what ACN has to offer. They do not. Our employees, we got to pay them. In ACN, do we have to pay our employees or anything? No, because we don't have employees. We have business partners. Everybody's independent. You don't have to babysit anyone. It's the most beautiful business concept you could ever want in life. Now, so number 2, knowing our schedule. Got it? Number 1, your why and your goals. Number 2, knowing your schedule. Now, number 3, how do we even find people, right? How do we find people? And then I'm going to go over how to invite people. So when I told you it's a blueprint, okay? So if after this it doesn't help you, I have no idea. I don't know, Mr. Thomas. That's one-on-one coaching after that. Okay, so where to find people. Now, how many of us have Facebook? Okay, there are millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and even billions of people on Facebook. If we cannot find people on Facebook, we either need to YouTube it or we need to figure it out. But we got to grow with the times. So if we don't adapt to changing times, you get left behind. Okay, that's what happened. The first co-owner of Apple, what happened? They had the little PDA thing with the stylus and stuff, and then Steve Jobs was like, I nixed it because if you use a stylus, you can't use the 5 that are attached to your hand. He was adapting. He built the Mac. He was adapting. You have to adapt. He was even ahead of the times. He completely changed history because he was adapting. Are we adapting? Listen, guys, the age that we're in right now, it is all about social media. Everything is on social media. And guess what? We still have contacts. You have contacts in your phone. We still have people that have come to a physical PBR that's names and numbers are on the sign-in sheet right now. How many of us have gone through that sign-in sheet and actually called some of the people? I did that, and guess what? I was scared at first, I'll admit it, but then I was like, wait a second, I don't even know these people, okay? So if they say no, big deal. But if they say yes, you just got an IVO from that sign-in sheet. And guess what? They've already seen it. So either they had questions or they were interested or they didn't have the money. Those are the main reasons people don't join. If you call those people, guaranteed at least 1 to 5 people on those lists will say yes. But you have to have that mentality going into it. So if you call someone, oh my God, they're gonna say no. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know. Hi, Mr. Thomas. So I was wondering, no, that comes off. People can hear fear in your voice. You go into that call like, hey, Mr. Thomas, how's it going? Oh my gosh, you will not believe what's going on. How have you been? I know we're in such crazy times. What's going on with you? What was the difference? Completely like night and day. So how much posture and confidence do you have? Okay, so that leads me into the scripts then. Okay, so Facebook, and then there's so many apps out there, guys. There's so many. Mr. King did a phenomenal training on the 11 apps to use. The number 1 apps right now. So Facebook is a given. Okay, there's Facebook, there's Instagram. Bumble is really good. Bumble. So I saw Miss Pat Robinson's face and I loved it. So I'm gonna give you an explanation of what it is. So Bumble is an app. There's different sides to it. So make sure you're on the Bumble business side, okay? There's a best friend side. So like if you're looking for friends and looking for love in all the wrong places, like Mr. Thomas always sings, but they have a dating side too. So if you need that, go for it. We won't judge you. There's a best friend side and then there's a business side. So you know on the business side, what are people on there for? They're looking for jobs. They're looking for opportunities. They're looking for work from home opportunities, okay? And another thing with that is there's a lot of people from other MLMs and other companies that are trying to recruit right now, okay? Because it's a free-for-all. Because everything is on social media, everything is a free-for-all, okay? So with that, we get a lot of people, like people have tried recruiting me over and over and over again. Now, when somebody tries to recruit you and they're like, oh, hey, do you look at other ways of making money? And you know they're an insurance agent and it says like the other companies like PHP, WFG, whatever it is, you see that on there, peek them back. Why are we so scared of running away from people that are in other MLMs? If you know that your flag is planted in ACN and you are so strong with your vision and you know where you're going, you won't be scared to peek back an MLMer. Like, I'm not scared. I have posture. I tell them straight up, I'm like, look, I really appreciate it. I'm not recruitable, but I help people like you expand your portfolio. Let me know if you're open. So I'll say that again. If somebody tries to pique you, this is what you say. I appreciate it. I'm flattered, but I'm not recruitable, but I'm helping people like you expand your portfolio. Listen to the language. How amazingly like classy does that sound? Expand your portfolio. Like that just sounds so good, right? So I help people like you expand your portfolio. Let me know if you're open. Do you know there have been people that look like they were diehard with their company and they were open to taking a look? I'm actually talking to one tomorrow that's taking a look. And she's out of Canada. She ain't even in the US. But guess what? One thing they don't have is services. They have insurance, but let's think about it. How many people right now are really buying insurance policies? If people don't have enough money to pay their bills, they do not have extra money to put towards something like that, okay? But what do we have? I guarantee you, people have paid their cell phone bill every single month since this whole thing started because they don't want their service cut off. They have paid their TV and internet bill unless they want it cut off. Guys, the industry that we're in, do you see how beautiful this is? Like, we literally deal with cell phones. You cannot pay it off. Mr. Thomas, here's his example. All right, Caroline, let's say Caroline won the state lottery, okay, for $10 million. Okay, everybody congratulate Caroline. Woo! Okay, her front page of the newspaper, Caroline Baker won the state lottery, blah, 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 all of that stuff, okay? She calls her cell phone provider, and let's say it's not Flash, because everybody on this line should be on Flash. But let's say it wasn't Flash, okay? It was like another company. She calls her cell phone provider and she says, hey, I want to pay off my cell phone bill. How is that going to work? They're going to cover the phone and they're going to yell out to their who? Their upline, their supervisor, right? They're going to say, hey, supervisor, this lady's crazy. She's trying to pay off her cell phone bill. Like, do we even do that, right? Because no one's ever thought about that. We can't do that. We can never pay this off. They own us for the rest of their life, unless you're in ACN. Or unless you pay millions and millions and millions of dollars to open up a franchise store. And even then, Flash Wireless can take them out of business. Do we see what we really have? My neighbors have still paid their internet and their TV bills. Our residual checks have still been coming through the door. It's ridiculous. But how many people have let go of their protein shakes, let go of their extra candle buying, let go of their energy drink buying or their insurance policies? People are cutting costs and expenses wherever they can right now, but I guarantee you one thing they're not going to cut off is this. They might look for a cheaper plan, and that's where we come in, but they're not going to let this go. Believe that. They're not going to let that go. All right, so another app, so we got Facebook and Bumble. Another one is called Shaper, S-H-A-P-R, S-H-A-P-R. Shaper, without the E. So what happens on that, let me see if I can pull it up and I can show you guys what it looks like. And again, just know there's a lot of people out prospecting right now because it's a free-for-all, okay? Like the first one I pulled up is an insurance agent. So this is kind of what it looks like when you get into it, but it's gonna give you the person's picture, it gives you where they're from, and then it gives you information about what they're looking for, okay? So for example, this one says associate with an insurance company out of Washington. Okay, cool. It says, I attract, train, and retrain and build people to become a better version of themselves. I offer two things, an opportunity and an example. We are taking financial services to an entirely new level. No experience needed. Contact me. How many of us can write something better than that? Awesome. So just remember, because we are ACN, like we're representing ACN. There's been so many people, like I had a kid last week, okay, 26 years old, and you know, he was in an MLM and I could tell, and it's one that's been there for a while, and he, like I peeked him back and he was just like, oh, it sounds like ACN. And I don't know about you, but I get so happy when like people say ACN because I'm like, yes, they know what it is. Like, I don't have to go into detail, right? So basically, he tried prospecting me, okay? But we met on a Zoom call, okay? And he was like, oh yeah, like, you know, I just met with John Maxwell and blah, blah, blah. He had this thing so down, like you could tell this was his conversation with everyone, right? But he tried recruiting me. And he's just like, you know, like, it's great, but, you know, I've heard some things about ACN. And I was like, yeah, well, I was like, that's odd because I've heard some things about your company too. But I was like, that's why I don't believe whatever I hear. I believe what I see and what I know. So, like, you have to have posture. We have to be so strong and so, like there's people, we know there's people that have left the company, right? And guess what? That's called thinning out the herd because they're making room for the new generation, right? So if you know that there's been people that aren't here anymore, there's a reason for that. It doesn't matter because guess what? You can't do anything about it. We could worry about it, we could think about it, but guess what? That shows that you don't know where you're going. That shows that maybe you have some doubt of where we're going. ACN's not going anywhere anytime soon. And guess what? I don't care what it is, like in Ahmed Mukhtar's speech, in his senior vice president speech, when he got promoted on stage in front of tens of thousands of people, he told the co-founders one thing. He looked back and he said, I am so grateful for these 4 co-founders. Guess what? Even if you go to Mars, make room for me because I'm coming with you. And that's how Mr. Thomas is. That's how we are. That's how I am. Like, I don't care who leaves, who stays. This is home. What this opportunity has given us, I don't care if anybody else could have given it to us. The people, the leadership, the integrity that we have in this company, you cannot get anywhere else. And if you don't know that, that's a personal opinion. But you have to know where you're going. Do you know where this company is headed? Do you know where we're going? We're going to 1 billion and 2 and 3 and 4. Like we hear Greg Provenzano say it all the time in his video, all the time. But here's the question, are you coming with us? Because I'm going to the top. Like, I have no intentions of stopping anytime soon. I ain't taking a break, like none of that. Okay, we don't have time for that. Life is too short not to be great and not to do what you want to do. Because guess what? Some people didn't wake up today, but you did. What's the reason for that? Do you know how many people are waiting for a phone call from us right now? Like, there's been so many people. I have people that a year ago, they joined the business and they left, okay? On Facebook, I posted up a flyer of something that we're doing. I posted that flyer and I had people reach out to me that had gotten in the business and then ghosted us. They were like, oh, I see you're doing big things. I was like, oh my God, I'm just waiting for you to join in. Like, how have you been? I'll message you. That it's so easy. Like, it's so easy. And guess what? The people that don't reach out to you don't matter. Like, I do not care. If you look at my post and you don't reach out and you're a prospect, next. That just shows me that I don't need you in my business. You want the people that are hungrier than you are. Like, I'm waiting for someone to come in that's like more hungry and has more desire and more passion about ACN than I do. And trust me, like, it's a lot. But I'm just waiting, like I'm attracting it, like it's gonna come, right? Someone that has more passion, more enthusiasm is gonna come. But guess what? If we don't go out there and talk to them, they're just sitting ducks. Like, they're just waiting for someone like, well, I wonder who it's gonna be next. Like, which company is gonna come to me next? Guys, we have no products. Like, we don't have to store anything in our garage. Do you know how many people get attracted to that? They're like, okay, well, like, what's my inventory gonna be? And, you know, how much is it gonna cost me? What are you selling? And I'm like, cell phone service? You already have that. Like, you don't need to store that, okay? Like, it blows my mind. I love it so much. Okay, so next. So we went through the first one, know your why, know your goal. The second one, know the schedule. Know the schedule. And then the third one, where to find the people, okay? Now, there's more apps out there. All you have to do is Google best apps for business or best apps to meet people. Like, LinkedIn is another great one. LinkedIn is where all the professionals are. And right now they're looking for people. I haven't had much success with it personally, but that's because I really haven't focused on it. But if I did, I'd have success with it. So that just shows you, like, whatever you focus on, right? So just pick. It gets really overwhelming if you try to do everything, okay? So if you're like one of those people like, oh my God, I need to find people everywhere, da da da. I would rather be consistent with one or two versus being inconsistent with like 10. Does that make sense? Because the things that make the biggest difference are the smallest things, right? So if we can be consistent, like, let's say if you just stick to Facebook, like, you don't even do anything else, okay? Just stick to Facebook, add 5 people a day. Add 5 people a day, and then message whoever accepts your request and adds you back, right? Like, message them. Message the 5 people back. That's it. That's all you have to do. 5 people. Give yourself like a 10-day run, okay? Be like, okay, for the next 10 days, like, I'm putting my foot down. I'm going to do this, blah, blah, blah. For the next 10 days, I'm going to add 5 people on Facebook every single day, okay? Add the 5 people on Facebook every single day for the next 10 days. But then remember, you have to message those 5 people every single day, okay? You might have to conversate a little bit because you have to form them, right? So family, occupation, recreation, money. Family, occupation, recreation, money. So, hey, Mr. Thomas, I noticed, like, I love your profile. You know, tell me what it is you do for work. How's the situation affected you? Bam, sent, done. Wait for a response. It's that simple. Everyone is so open to talking right now, to having a conversation. Like, and if they don't respond to you or if they don't add you back, it's numbers. Like, who cares? Let it go. You don't know them anyway, right? And if you do the 100 chart, let me tell you, there is no emotional attachment after using that chart, okay? Because that chart's money, okay? So just add 5 people a day, be consistent with it. Once you reach the end of your 10 days and you say, you know what, I've been pretty good about this. I've been adding 5 people a day. I've been messaging 5 people a day, right? After that, you can up it to 6 people a day, up it to 7 people a day, whatever you can handle. But just don't try to do everything and talk to everyone on every single app. Because trust me, you're either going to burn out, you're either going to like become toast, or you're just going to overwhelm yourself and confuse people. Do what? Nothing. Don't be one of those people. Stick to something, figure it out, try it out for yourself. Then if it doesn't work, then go to the next app. That's it. There's a lot out there. And guess what? If you have an abundance mindset and you believe that what's yours is going to come to you and no one else, then you're not going to be afraid of anything else. You're not going to have any worries of, oh my God, the people are going to start going back to work. We're going to run out of people. No. Do you know how many billions of people there are around the world? And we're in 27 countries. So you don't even have to just target the United States. Like, you can start talking to people in Japan or in France, like anywhere. Don't have the limited mindset. Have an abundance mindset. So Dominique has a question. What does the 100 chart consist of exactly? So what I do on mine is you get a poster board and you cut it into basically like outline it into 100 boxes, okay? And then up here I put 100 exposures to RVP, okay? Now in each box, what I do is I write the person's name, and these are personal exposures. So if it's team, that doesn't count. This is all personal. This is all you. This chart really shows you how much you're doing for your business, okay? So put their name, put the date that they saw the business. So name, date. I put where they're from and then what the outcome was. Did they become an IBO? Did they become a customer? Did they give me a referral? Did they say they're not interested? Did they like hang up the Zoom call or something? Whatever it is, write down what happened, okay? Because that way, you know, when you follow back up, if they said they weren't interested, like maybe 30 days later, 60 days later, you just say, hey, just checking in on you, how's it going? That's a follow-up. And we know fortune is in the follow-up, right? So that's a follow-up right there. So that's basically what I read in mine. So I hope I answered that. All right, so Mr. Thomas, I know we went over time, so I'm gonna kind of cut it. You're muted, boss.
Wow, no, we didn't go over time. I think everybody's sitting on the edge of their seat and their mouths are dropped, their eyes are bugging out of their head, and they're taking notes as fast as they can write. Their little fingers will let them write. But boy, how did you guys get a blessing? See, the whole idea of these calls are have substance. Now, see, that's what I want. When I want speakers on the call, they got to come with a subject and substance. There was so much in this. I was texting her when she came out the first minutes. I texted her. Look at your text. I texted her. How, wow, oh my God. You know why? That's what we want is substance. Substance. Not just, oh, and that's what we're after. Now, she said some great, look at the 100 boxes. Look what she told you what to do there. I love this. Here's what a note I took. And you guys should write this down. If you didn't write this down, you're missing, oh my God, this is worth its weight in gold. She said the enemy finds you in the gaps of your schedule. Oh my God, that was gangster. I got my book. Hold your appointment book up again one more time. Here's my point. Look at that. Is she busy? Can the enemy find her? Is she 100,000%, not 100%, 100,000% sold out? You see what I'm saying? You see her passion, not just, well, you know, what you see her passion, her drive. Doubt. Doubt and fear will put you out this business. Adding 5 people a day. She gave you some sites some of y'all didn't even see. When Miss Pat Roberts like, oh, you know, why? She got substance. It's not the same old, you know, he say she, no, it's substance. Now, you guys got enough information right now, like she says, that chart's gonna get her to RVP. Now, watch this. What if you put 100 names, you got the RD, RVP too? What if you did a chart for RD? And now you're RD, do another chart for RVP. She wrote it out. She gave you a game plan. Not just conversation, but a game plan. Oh my God. Man, I'm just jacked up sideways. The enemy finds you in the gaps of your schedule. And if you got gaps, the enemy is looking for you. Lord have mercy. That blessed my socks off right there. In fact, I'm looking on the ground for the rest of them. But anyway, I want to thank her. And that's why every speaker should have substance. Not conversation, but substance. Can we give her a hand and show how much love? That was a lot of substance right there. Man, let me tell you something. She didn't get out of first gear yet because she's got plenty more to give you. So we're going to get her coming back in a week or two, but that was enough to get you started. And maybe by the time she's come back, your 100 people that you went through on the board will be a done deal. So when we bring her back in a week or two, because we're booked pretty good here. Yeah, with people to come on my call, the substance. So we'll get her back and she's going to see how you're doing with your 100 points on your board. And I know she's going to give you part 2. So we ain't going to tell you when, but you got to be on these.
He got so excited we froze the call, guys. Give them 1 second. So before we close it out, I just want to thank everyone. I'm reading all the comments. I see Harrison, Joyce, Darlene, Winston, Gary, Ed. Like, thank you guys so much. And I really hope that this helps everyone. And I had one question from Joyce. She said, do you friend everyone? So a really big tip that I learned is make sure before you add someone, you go onto their profile, make sure they have no friends or family in ACN, because we want to run our business with integrity. So if you go into their friends list and you see they have like 5 people in common that are in ACN, please don't add them. Like, let them, that's their person, let them have it. Okay, just don't do that. And then another thing, so Mr. Thomas is back, go ahead and close it out.
You know, in other words, there's too many fish in the sea. Why y'all chasing one that's got 5 friends in ACN already? Now, there's enough out there for everybody. Don't you get it? Mr. Brian Nelson will be on here tomorrow. He had a guy that wanted to sign with me at his promotion as SVP. And I said, I can't do that, man. You got to go back to him. He, no, I want to sign up with you. I called Mr. Nelson. No, hey, there's a guy ready to sign up with me, but I can't do that. He's your friend. And I gave him to him. Watch this tomorrow. I'm going to ask him about that just to show you there's enough for everybody. I don't need that one guy to mess my relationship with Mr. Nelson. One person when there's 320 million people sitting around the United States alone looking. I'm gonna take this one person. There's enough for everybody. It's oh my God, the law of attraction. Somebody live in the law of scarcity. I gotta get everybody. No, there's enough for everybody. I don't need that guy. I don't need that guy. There it is, a secret. The law of attraction. So why do you think Mr. Nelson thinks about me now? Oh my God, Mr. Thomas, because that doesn't happen every day. Well, I know there's enough. There's not. I don't live in a life of scarcity. I live in a life of abundance. While everybody's freaking out, I am fine because I live in abundance. My goodness, can we give Miss Ismail a hand today to show how much we love her? My God, the phone lines are lighting up. She's doing. I'm gonna do this. Hey, she's did a wonderful job today. And that's what I'm talking about. Everybody gain. Whenever speakers come on here, I want you to gain. And I thank you for her today. She came and brought the heat, the thunder, the light, and dropped the mic 3 times. So tomorrow morning, Mr. Byron Nelson will be with us tomorrow morning, Wednesday and Thursday. We got a 2-day back-to-back with him. Thank you, Mr. Anthony Quinn. She's the boss for a reason. That's right. That's why she's a boss. See that? See, and remember now, when she got in, she just started to go to work and went to work and went to work, went to work. And now she showed you a board. It's going to make me RVP. Not a wish. One day I want to be there. No, here it is how I'm going to get there. Now you have a plan to get you to RD. So if you're not an RD, you just got the yellow brick road how to get to RD. And if you're an RD, you got the yellow brick road how to get to RVP. And as Nike would say, just do it. The text I sent out this morning showing you what your business is worth. Your business be worth what you discover what you're worth. Uh-oh, let me shut up. I'm starting to get cranked up here. If y'all got that text this morning, that text this morning was off the chain. How much is your business worth? We'll show you how much you're worth. And God bless everybody. Tonight at 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific Coast time, I want everybody to come back with one guest minimum. You got, let's see, you got 7 hours, 8 hours. 8 hours, is that 8 hours? About 8 hours to get one person at 6 o'clock p.m. tonight. I'm going to do the 1 through 8, the 1 through 10, and watch how I do it. And Miss Ismail is going to do the training right after that. So a minute or two later, she's going to do the quick start training. And you guys are leaders. Don't come just looking at it. Look at how she did it. Look how I read the boxes. Because I want an army of you out here doing the same thing we're doing. But the only way you're going to do that is get good at it. When a gentleman comes or lady comes into the military, don't they damn the boot camp? Boot camps, whip them to shape, cut the hair down, make them part of the team. And that's what we want for all of you, to be part of the team. So let's get on it tonight with at least one person to help you build your business into financial income where you should be. One person minimum tonight at 6 o'clock. God bless everybody. Be safe. Get on the phone, make calls, do what you got to do. But be safe. Be back at 6 o'clock p.m. with at least one person. God bless.